I'm today with the 28th Prime Minister of Australia, Tony Abbott, and he's agreed to talk to me particularly, and not only in the context of the Crown and the Constitution. Tony, if I may call you that, as I always have.
Of course you can.
You were educated at Sydney's Jesuit School, St Aloysius and St Ignatius. You studied economics and law at Sydney University. You played rugby, and as a consequence, you went as a Rhodes Scholar to Oxford, where you demonstrated your boxing prowess. You read philosophy, politics, and economics. You came back to Australia, you trained as a priest for a while, and then you became a journalist, and then the secretary to John Hewson, the leader of the opposition. Press secretary to John Hewson. Then in 1992, the momentous happened. You became the foundation executive director of Australians for Constitutional Monarchy, a position you held until you secured the seat of Ringa in a by-election. But you continued to play a leading role in the Republican campaign and the referendum. And in particular, I remember as the campaign heated up, you were there regularly in the engine room. You were there at 7 in the morning when we had the national hookup. Our Vietnamese friend called it the Central Command. And you were there with two other ministers, and that was an enormous help. You became opposition leader in 2009, and I think you would have won the 2010 election, but for the highly questionable High Court decision in the Get Up case, which has been much criticised. In any event, you won many seats, which you compounded in 2013, when you effectively had a landslide. Then you did precisely what the commentariat and the elite said you couldn't do, or if you did it, there would be war with Indonesia. You turned the boats back, you ended the carbon dioxide tax, and you ended the mining tax. You did exactly what you promised to do. You were brought down within 2 years by an alliance of treacherous elements within your cabinet and in alliance with the commentariat. And your successor claimed that he would be more popular than you, but within a very short period of time he demonstrated that was completely untrue, because he was the effective candidate in the very soon by-election in North Sydney, where, being the effective candidate, he secured a 13% swing against him. In other words, he was wrong, the commentariat were wrong, the treacherous elements in the cabinet were wrong. You're a rare person in politics. You're strongly attached to principle. You're both intellectual and strong sporting interests. And you have a rare modesty, which is not common among politicians. You, for years, did not rely on the fact that you are a firefighter and a lifesaver. Most politicians that I know put that in those glamorous photographed brochures that they send regularly to their constituents. You were probably the most effective campaigner on either side since John Howard, and unusually for a politician, you can write, and you can write very well. I remember on one occasion I proposed to you that I do a draft for you to save you time, the speech you were going to give for ACM, the Neville Bonner oration. You refused because, as you said, Dave, I don't read other people's speeches very well. So, and now I've come to a message I would like you to give, and it's to Australians for Constitutional Monarchy. Australians for Constitutional Monarchy are holding their 20th anniversary conference, which is the precise anniversary of the referendum in 1999 on the 6th of November. It really commemorates the day when Australians affirmed their belief in the constitution of our indissoluble federal commonwealth under the Crown, when their ancestors, years before, a century before, had affirmed their support for the Constitution, humbly relying on the blessings of Almighty God. So that has been a wonderful thing. That function will remember the lessons we learn, because we have to have them ready. We want to use them with the most effective digital tools, and we have what I call a digital dream team to achieve that. And Michael Kirby, your colleague, former High Court Justice, who wrote the Charter of ASEAN, will be there to deliver an oration you have delivered, the Neville Bonner oration, and to give the credentials to our young ambassadors, our young ASEAN ambassadors for the Crown, Constitution and the flag. You'll be overseas at the time. You have other things to do, I understand that, and delegates will understand that. But I'm sure you have a message to delegates at the conference, and in particular the young ambassadors.
Well, thanks, David, and that was a very gracious introduction. I should just say that I did make some mistakes as a first-term Prime Minister, and my own mistakes inevitably contributed to the events of September of 2015. Like most former members of Parliament, former Prime Ministers, I'd rather focus on the future than the past. And as far as I am concerned, I'm very proud to have led the Liberal Party for 6 years, and I don't want, at this point in time, to cast any aspersions on my colleagues. What others say is their business, but from my perspective, no unnecessary enemies at this time of life. But look, my message to the conference is keep the faith. We have a wonderful system of government. It wouldn't be improved by abolishing the Crown. It would be significantly destabilised by abolishing the Crown. And something which has been an important part of our system from the beginning should be cherished and preserved. And what I like about Australia's constitutional monarchy, and what I really admire in the people who have kept the faith, has been that sense of appreciation for our country, that sense of respect for everything that has stood the test of time, and the determination of ACM members and leaders to build on our strengths, not to tear things up and start again from scratch, because we should never disregard the wisdom on which our culture and civilization is based. I don't say that we should never change anything. As Burke said, a system without the means of change is without the means of its own preservation, but it should be evolution rather than revolution, and the change that is sometimes necessary and desirable is invariably a change which stresses the continuity with the good things that have made us who and what we are.
Thank you.